Hi, I'm sitting here in my pajamas the day after Thanksgiving, and I'm just thinking about um, the things that I am grateful for in this journey with pandas and pans. Um, it's hard to think of things that you're grateful for with such a terrible disorder. It affects her life in so many negative ways, but there really are things that I'm grateful for. I think that having my son have PANS has definitely made me a stronger person. I think it's made me a better mom, more patient, for sure. I have to step outside of my box and do things that I never thought that I would. I've had to learn a lot about medical lingo and how the body works and medicines and different things. I do a lot of reading, a lot of research. So I've definitely gained some intelligence that I definitely wouldn't have had I not had to deal with my son with PANS. Um, I'm grateful for the amazing moms that I've met on this journey through support groups and through PANDAS Network. I think that there are some amazing, brave parents out there that are dealing with this, and I've learned so much from them, probably more from them than I have from any reading I've done. Um, and they inspire me and make me want to do better and to do more, and I'm grateful for that, for the contacts and the friendships I've made. Um, and I was trying to think of some of the moments that we've had along our journey that were some of my favorites. And one that I thought of was Jace has kind of an OCD about having doors shut and lids shut. So when like the garbage truck comes by and empties all the garbage cans on the street, it really bothers him if he sees all the garbage cans on the street with their lids up. I didn't know this, and when he was kind of at the height of his flare, before we knew what it was, he was 3 years old, and he went running outside. I think it was maybe November, and so it was pretty cold. You know, we live in Utah, so it snows here, and he went running outside, so I ran and grabbed my shoes and went chasing after him, only to find that he was following the garbage truck down the street and closing the lids on all the cans as it went down the street. So I let him finish our street and then I had to take him home. But, you know, it's just kind of one of those funny things that, um, I don't know, is endearing, I guess, but just kind of makes me laugh when I think about that. Another moment that I'll never forget is after going to specialist to specialist to specialist for over a year, trying to find a specialist that would consider that he had PANDAS or PANS, having a psychiatrist here in Utah. We saw her, and she kind of was, you know, not totally against the idea, but not totally on board. And I kind of left with the feeling of, I think this was like every other doctor's visit we've been to. Um, and she wanted to try him on a different med, I think, or maybe we just raised his med that he was already on. I think it was fluoxetine and we raised it. But anyway, I just remember it was 3 days after we had done that, and I had called the office earlier in the day to tell her, left a message saying that it wasn't helping, and in fact, it was making things worse, and I wanted to lower it back down. So I got a call from her while I was in the car driving with my husband, and she said, you know, after you left, I just felt like Jace was a special kid and it was a very special case. And I needed to look into his history more and into pandas and pans more. And after doing more research, I think you're right. I think he has pans and I want to see him again. And that moment was just like a miracle had happened after going from doctor to doctor and having such negative experiences and having no one believe you that your son has this, even though you see it day in and day out for years. To have someone not only say they think they believe you, but to say, look, I was wrong. I admit that I was wrong, and I didn't know as much about this as I wanted to, and so I did more research, and I think you're right. And she was the turning point in our journey. Um, she's an amazing doctor here, and she was willing to trust me as a mother, and she said herself that she's a specialist in psychiatry, but I'm a specialist in Jace, and she trusts me. And after doing more research, she believed us, and she's been on our team ever since and has led us to more specialists that have gotten on board and have believed us and wanted to help us. And that's just one of those moments that I'll never forget. So there are definitely moments in this journey that are hard, and the last memory that I'll share with you is just kind of in general. After really hard days with Jace, where he's been in a flare and struggling all day, he often, sleep problems occur, and so he'll often go to his bedroom and just play for hours and hours before he goes to bed, and I'm fine with that because he's in his room and he's not disrupting anything. But sometimes he'd sneak out and want to come downstairs and snuggle with me. And normally I wouldn't let him do that, but on days when he's had such a hard day and I'm just so frustrated with him, you'd think that I want a break. But in those moments, all he wants to do is sit and snuggle and watch a TV show with me. And it's kind of like refilling my cup before the next day, where he could just sit and snuggle with me and I can feel that love for him and kind of rejuvenate and remind myself that it's not his fault. It's not him that's doing this. It's P.A.N.D.A.S that's doing it and making him do it. And just reminding myself that he's in there and I just need to try harder the next day and be patient and love him as much as I can and do everything I can to get him the treatment that he needs so that he can come back to us and stay. So, anyway, P.A.N.D.A.S has definitely impacted our family, and not all for the worst. I think it's definitely brought out some good things as well in each of us, in myself and my husband, and in Jace's siblings. I think that hopefully in the end it will make us all stronger and closer together and better people. So today I am thankful for P.A.N.D.A.S. Thanks.